This has nothing to do with Tariq.
Okay, but Brayden, this isn't like you, okay? I know you. This isn't you.
That's all I could get on short notice. But you're gonna need more.
Chess is a war over the board, where the objective is to crush the opponent's mind, because when someone loses control over their ability to think for themselves, that's when their enemies succeed in manipulation. And that's something I want you guys to keep in the back of your minds as we run through an analysis of why Cane and Brayden will be working together again in Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3. But this video isn't just based on past events. In one of the Crew Has It podcasts, Tease he filmed a scene with Cane for Season 3 of Ghost. And so based on past events, which we've seen through both Season 1 and 2, I think we can all safely say Brayden wants to prove himself in the streets once again, and Cane and Brayden will be up to no good, especially because Cane took a bit of a liking to Brayden after he had his back in Season 2. So in this video, we're going to run through a backstory of Cane and Brayden and why they're going to step it up a level, but also how and why Brayden wants to forge his own path in life, hence him being willing to do whatever it takes in the streets. So we're going to run through the history, why Brayden will continue to prove himself, and as usual, we're going to end things with some thoughts and theories for Power Book 2 Ghost Season 3. Now, we were actually introduced to Brayden in Season 5 of Power, where he was Tariq's roommate and best friend at college. He helped him to sell drugs and became his partner in crime. He was also the person who introduced Effie to Tariq, but we all know how that particular chapter ended. And I say chapter because that story isn't finished, neither for Effie or Brayden. In fact, we're just getting started. In Power Book 2 Ghost Season 1, Tariq was enrolled at Stansfield thanks to the help of Simon Stern, who of course always has his own agenda, but with Weston being a household name at Stansfield, with the auditorium being named after the Westons, it wasn't long before Tariq was reunited with Brayden. So before we get to Cane, I do think it's important we establish Brayden has this level of power and privilege being a Weston, and we've seen him use his name to move under the radar to get shit done for course correct, as well as get his brother out of a jam. And Tariq recognized this, and he was someone who is aware in the game you have to have certain people playing certain positions, just like he described the Tejadas, because in this game, people are resources and you need allies that are able to do things you can't, and that's where Brayden Weston came in.
I mean, yeah, you white, brand new Benz, you'll be good.
Okay, but white people still get pulled over for speeding, Reek.
Shit, once they pull you over, you give them your license, they see you at Western, they'll fucking apologize for pulling you over. White privilege is just another tool in our bag. Why not use it?
Brayden was also a character who made it clear from day one. He hates handouts from his parents, and even though he comes from a wealthy family, he wants to make his own money and be his own man. But before we get to that, Cane got to Brayden.
I'm Brayden, Tariq's roommate? He never mentioned?
No, he never said shit. But I see he got my name in your mouth, huh?
We're all on the same side. We work together.
This was Brayden's first interaction with Cane, where he put Brayden and Trace to work on a corner in Queens, a test which Brayden not only passed with flying colours, but proved how much he fucking loved the game. And so it was evident the path Brayden was about to choose, and even Season 1 ended with him telling Tariq he's finally good at something. This is his thing, but the drug life is a dark game, and apart from being on the corner of Queens for one evening, Brayden hadn't seen the dangers and consequences that come in the streets. Now Season 2 is where the story really picked up for Cane and Brayden's relationship, but we were given an even deeper backstory to Brayden, his family, and why he's different. They established Brayden hated handouts from his father, and it's something they homed in on in Season 2, as well as how he didn't exactly share the same views as the Westons, and this was a conflict that was challenging for Brayden. Was he going to stay loyal to his family, or would he stay loyal to Tariq? And over the course of the season, he was someone who became aware of the consequences of the game, snitching, and how it results in death or jail, which is why we saw Brayden make the play of using his name as a Western and his get out of jail free card to take the rap for course correct, because not only did he save Tariq in that moment, he also saved his brother Trace from what would have been an inevitable death if he took the stand, and that proved Brayden's loyalty to not only Tariq, but also the game. But again, this also came with other challenges, and that was Cane Tejada.
Oh, so you're the new delivery boy now. Tell your boss nice work.
Boss? Nah, me and Tariq are partners. Nah, we're not diversifying right now.
Ah, right. Them your boss's orders.
I told you, Cane, I handle my own shit.
Cane was told the way to get to Tariq is through Brayden, and that's what he did. he called him a delivery boy, made it out like Brayden worked for Tariq rather than being partners, and that irritated Brayden, along with the fact he was short on money and needed to help Tariq. And so with him being short, the clever manipulation from Cane, along with Brayden wanting to prove he was more than just a delivery boy, he got to work with Cane. We saw Brayden getting this real adrenaline rush while being shot at, and even pulling the trigger in the jewelry store lick with Cane, but with the gun being cleverly jammed by Cane, because the last thing he wanted was a body dropping, because as much as the Western name has a certain level of power, an armed robbery that ends in a murder is pretty tough to get out for anyone. Now, as Brayden was introduced to more and more of what goes down in the streets and what it takes, he was also given a tough lesson around the art of manipulation and how Cane was using Brayden to get to Tariq St. Patrick, something Tariq did warn him of, but with Tariq keeping secrets himself, similar to how Ghost did with Tommy. You can't blame Brayden for wanting to do his own shit, but again, that came with a price.
I was sick. He could have planted the badge then. I fucked up, Reek.
Bro, I told you to call me if you see Cane. You were too fucking dumb to realize that he was finessing you, and now I'm the one paying for that shit, bro. 2 murders!
Brayden knew he fucked up, but it does work both ways, and that's why there had to be an open and honest talk between them, something Effie set up. Effie's also another character who's very much aligned with how the streets work, which is why we saw her approach Cane, because Lauren wasn't just wearing a wire around Tariq, she also caught Cane. Now for Effie, there's a lot that can be questioned. Was she doing it because Lauren was a snitch, or did she want to get rid of Lauren so she can have Tariq for herself? Because she did say she was falling for Tariq. And so I think we can make a good case for both, but when we saw Lauren in Tariq's nightmare, we all knew how this was gonna end. It was a situation which Brayden was backed into a corner with. He had to kill Lauren or Cane kills him, but he wasn't ready to take a life, and Effie did recognize that, which is why we saw her pull up and take care of Lauren, a death which was also said to be Effie's first kill. But with that being said, the focus now shifts to season 3. Now away from the Lauren situation, it's already a forgiven that we're gonna see Cane and Brayden teaming up, especially after we've seen them in action twice already. But what will they get up to? Because Brayden is someone who's constantly trying to prove he has what it takes. Will we see Brayden and Cane pulling more licks? Will we see them potentially burying bodies instead of digging bodies up? Could we even potentially see Brayden getting his first kill? Although something I appreciate the writers haven't done is rush Brayden taking a life. They showed he was still human when it came to Lauren and how he wasn't ready, but Effie won't always be there like she was in season 2, and that's why I think we're getting closer and closer to Brayden turning into a killer. Especially because he's going to be working with Cane, who's a character who just attracts trouble and death. We've also seen Cane ask Brayden to kill before, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him ask Brayden to kill again. And I think his brother Trace is one to keep an eye on, because he's someone who knows who Cane is, knows what Brayden's into, and he's not afraid to talk, because he doesn't fully understand the consequences of the game. It also goes back to you ain't a real killer till you kill someone you love. So Brayden Weston may just have to take it up a notch in season 3, but no doubt, Cane will have his influence, maybe not as much as before, because Brayden will be wary of his manipulation because of what happened last time, but Cane and Brayden will definitely be up to no good. And so with that being said, that's a breakdown of the story behind Brayden Weston, and how he and Cane have built this bit of a relationship that will no doubt go one step further. So drop all your thoughts and theories down below for all things Cane and Brayden. And of course, if you are new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Book 2 Ghost and Power Universe related. But as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.